Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. Today we are talking about AI, artificial intelligence. Is it coming for your job? What do you need to know? How is it going to impact the travel industry? If that sounds like fun and a little bit scary and you need to know all the deets, keep on watching. That's what we're doing on the show today.
You better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.
All right, guys, don't forget to take a moment to like, subscribe, ring that notification bell over on YouTube. We bring you amazing content every single week, and I don't want you to miss a thing. If you are new here, type a little "I'm new" in comments. I'd love to welcome you to our community. And if you are new, my name is Cyndi Williams. I'm the CEO of Wanderlust Campus. We help people just like you get certified to be travel agents and scale your travel businesses no matter where you are in your growth journey in the travel industry. But today, guys, we're talking about a hot topic. We've seen this pop up in our comments on YouTube. Our students have been asking us. You guys have been sending messages. AI is out. It is in the world and it is scaring some people. Other people are really excited about it, but how is it going to impact the travel industry? So I wanted to talk about that today. We've seen lots of revolutions through the years when it comes to the travel industry, everything from the internet, 9/11, the pandemic. We've been through some rough stuff together. And here's the deal. AI is actually a tool that can help you if you're open to that. But there are some things you should be aware of too. So let's kick it off really understanding how AI is already operating in our world today and where it's kind of implemented. So I read an article by Revine that had an online article, and they had they have a whole list, but I want to spotlight a few that I think are actually really handy for us to have as travel agents. So things that we know, some of them you've probably used these services yourself, but AI is already handling online customer service. If you haven't noticed, when you're talking like on chat, a lot of times you're dealing with a robot. You can tell that very quickly. It's kind of like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you understand what I'm saying, right? But anyway, I'm sure that will get better as time goes. But AI is already being used in those capacities. It's being used for data processing, which, hey, I don't like to do data processing and data analysis. So if it can help me with that, bring it on. I'm all for it. Voice-based digital assistants. That's a great one, right? We've been using that one for years. Flight forecasting. I think this is a really good thing. This is one of those things, we have the old school methods of knowing this flight is typically runs 30 minutes late, or this one typically, doesn't, gets canceled a certain percentage of the time. We have access to some of that data, but if it can be rolled up into a report for me as I am booking vacations for my clients, that's only going to arm you with better knowledge to help better support your clients that are traveling, right? So I actually really like that one. Smart baggage handling. I mean, I think we all can handle better tracking of our baggage. I'm excited about that. AI facial recognition. This is already out there, guys. Like when I got off my cruise in Galveston in January, there was no customs officer. There was no anything. It literally was like biometric scan. You have been released from the cruise ship. So that's already out in the world. Pricing. I love this one. Pricing and demand predictions. So because I've been in the industry over 3 decades now, and I know the patterns of this flight usually goes down around here. Like you learn that over time, like what the cadences are. But then after the pandemic, that kind of flew out the window because the environment for a couple of years has just been like total chaos, different patterns, different trends that we're seeing in the data. So it's been really hard to predict when flights will go up, when they'll go down. And there's some tools out there today, but I'm really excited about having AI help with more predictions on flight pricing and the demand for certain flights in certain areas. I think that one's going to be really good to have in my back pocket. Facilitating customer loyalty programs. Everybody's got a loyalty program. So if AI can help out with that, fantastic. Detecting and preventing payment fraud. That's a big one. You guys know as travel agents and travel advisors, we're all scared about fraud. We don't want any fraud. We want to avoid that. And a lot of us have protections in place already. But if AI makes that even safer for us, hey, let's bring it on. And then travel disruption communication, right? So that's another way that it can support and help. So those are just some of the ones on the article. There's actually about 20 or 30 more. I encourage you to check that out. But that's kind of how it exists today, right? There's a lot of, with this open OpenAI, there's a lot of new things kind of coming out, and that's where people are like, oh my gosh, is it going to replace my job? Is it going to take over everything? Am I not going to be able to be a travel agent from home anymore? Here's the deal. So I want to remind you guys what's really special about what you do for clients is always been and will always be that human element, right? Travel Weekly, in preparation for this video, I did some research, and Travel Weekly actually did a really cool case study where they went out to, I think it was ChatGPT, and they said, hey, plan a trip for 4 people. Here's their different interests. Here are their ages. And they kind of mapped it out on what they would have planned versus what the AI did. So while AI had some good suggestions, it was based on, okay, this is the age. Someone at this age, they typically would like this, right? So there were some good suggestions, kind of like a good starting point, but not like the intricacies that you guys do as travel agents, right? It's kind of like when I book someone to go to Kauai, I'm like, oh, make sure that you go to Bali High and you get that coconut for breakfast. That is like one of the must-dos of the trip. Make sure that you, when you're in Jamaica, that you check out the chicken jerk cart, which only comes during these hours on this particular beach in Montego Bay, right? That's the ungoogleable stuff, that part of your job that you add in those extra things. And then also, anyone can pick a tour for an age group, but when you know your families, like maybe you're dealing with a family that has a child that's autistic, and so there's other factors that you have to consider in terms of the whole vacation or the whole trip. So those are the differences between just, and remember, AI is just sourcing what's out in the internet, right? It's pulling what's on the internet, what the consensuses are. That doesn't mean when you're curating something special or you're working with a particular family that has special needs and they have, all different personalities. That's the magic of what we do, and that has not yet, or in the foreseeable future, going to be replaced with AI. And I think that's a really good thing. Even Expedia TAP came out this, I think it was last week. They had an article that came out that said, even though they are partnering with AI to figure out how they can improve systems, and this is no surprise, they've been an OTA, an online travel agency, forever. They're always looking at what they can optimize and kind of move the needle on what they're doing in an online way. But they said in the article they have no intentions and they don't see it changing on how they are working with travel advisors. That will still be really important going forward. So I encourage you to check that out as well. And here's the other thing, guys. I want you to just take a deep breath. And remember, when you go through periods of change or things that are new or new technology, I want you to ask yourself, instead of how could this hurt me, I want you to ask, how could this help me? That's what we're really working on, in our environment already at Careers on Vacation, in our mastermind program, in our Wanderlust CEO program. We're already figuring out what we can leverage in the AI space that can help in that world versus hinder. And here's the other thing. I want you guys to just, especially if you're a new travel agent or you're like, oh, is this the thing that's going to kill us? Because I've done this for 30 years, I do not get freaked out about stuff. If you go back and watch my videos on COVID, I'm like, look, this is where we are. Here's, just trying to put everyone's mind at ease, because having done this for 3 decades now, here's what I know. When they came out with the internet, they said, oh my gosh, the internet's here. This is going to kill the travel agency model. And it did change, right? Like brick and mortars went away, but we still were around. We still made it through. The internet came, and guess what? The internet got so confusing, just like AI sourcing stuff from everywhere. Clients are like, this, I actually need a travel agent more. So we survived. The internet will kill us, because they told us that was going to happen. They told us after 9/11, oh my gosh, the travel industry is toast. It'll never recover. Forget about it. If you're in the travel industry, you might as well fold up shop and be gone. No one's ever going to travel again. So we know that now that's not true, right? And then, of course, the toughest cookie of all in my 3 decades was COVID and was the pandemic. But even as difficult as that was, and the time period that travel was shut down, what has the data shown us now? Travel not only came back, because they said, travel will never recover. It's going to take 10 years. I have comments. I'm not going to go back because I'm not that person, but I have comments right here on the YouTube channel where people are like, you're crazy. That's not going to come back for 10 years. Why are you making these videos? And I just had to stay in my truth through that time period. I'm not going to be the one that says I told you so or screenshot clips, but All I'm saying is OpenAI is not going to be as tough as COVID was, right? We know the data of COVID where people not only came back to travel right away, but we've seen the biggest years ever the last couple years since travel has reopened. I have literally some of my Wanderlust CEOs who are in my year-long mastermind where we teach them how to scale agencies. A lot of them did the business they did all year long. They reported that they did that much business already in first quarter of 2023. Okay, so they are going into 2023 blockbuster year, right? So I want you guys to just let AI help you. Don't let it hinder your mindset. That's really where these pieces are. Like I said earlier, we're working with our students to understand how can AI help you. That's what we do at Careers on Vacation and at Wanderlust Campus and all of our programs whenever something new comes up. When we were navigating the COVID crisis as it was, we came up with tools and resources to help our students and our grads through that period. AI is not going to be any different. So if you're a grad, stay tuned. We'll have more things coming into Wanderlust Campus, which you have access to. And if you are not already a certified travel agency or certified travel agency owner, I want to encourage you to check us out and visit over at travelschool.com, and you can get a peek at Wanderlust Campus, the different programs that we offer, and how we can help you wherever you are on your growth journey. And guys, the difference of our program is you get to work with real people. We're actually doing classes on AI and things like that inside our programs, and you get those private mentors which help you through the process. We meet you where you are in your growth journey and help you scale from there. So visit us over at careersonvacation.com/ready now if you want to apply for our travel agent certification. If you're interested in growing as an agency owner, check out the website offerings there as well. But guys, I hope this was helpful for you. Put your questions about AI down below in the comments. We would love to know what you're worried about, what you'd like to see more videos on, what you have questions on, and we just look forward to bringing you more information as it comes available. So thanks for watching today, guys. See you next time. Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out all of the other content on our channel. And if you want to follow along and travel with me around the world and see how I run my amazing travel brands and get some great tips on how to grow your own, make sure you check out that other content. I'm going to drop a couple videos here. Click those links. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.